Okay, so we're back, and we're continuing on the build of the M1A2 Abrams tank. Operation Iraqi Freedom is this particular one, made by Tamiya. This would be, I guess, part 2 of our setup. So we have this part already done, and last time we put on some small parts like the headlights and this little guy on the front of the hull. And our next step is to put these big pieces together according to the instructions. Oh, it looks like I'm supposed to paint a little tiny piece red first before putting it together. That little spot right there, they want me to paint that red. Yes, I'm back. So I'm going to get some red going here. Before I do that though, let's get this going. There. I don't know, is that too loud? Can you hear me over the music, or is the music louder than I am? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, no, maybe so. Is the music louder than I am? I'm good? All right, thank you. This little piece, if I had known I had to paint it red, I would have painted it before even putting it on here last time. But I didn't know, so now it's a delicate little thing to do. It's not the end of the world. There we go. And now it's red. Oh, it's about half or less. That's good, good. That's about what I was going for. I gotta clean my brush. I'll be back in a minute. All right, brush is clean. Now let's see. I need to, looks like I'm gonna put this on first. Just do a test fit here before I actually glue it. And it's a good thing I did. So it's going to tuck under there. And then this goes on there. Okay. So that's how that's going to look. And these go on the sides. Just like that. I have to see, is it going to be easier to put them on first? Do this. Yeah, definitely going to be easier if I do that first. So, that can come apart. Put that aside right now. So this just goes on there. Almost doesn't seem to. It's like it doesn't line up properly here. You see that? Here. That is messed up. Is that just me? This has really got to curve down to meet that. The other side. This side looks a lot better. That seems to line up pretty good. Is this something I'm doing? Get it on the right spot. No, I did not. I did not have the right spot. So that looks, when I get it in the right spot, it's good. So, time for glue. What am I going to do here? Cover that whole section. So, the glue. I've seen a lot of guys that use a thinner glue. I think it's the green one by Tamiya. It's basically crazy glue, super thin stuff, and they put the two pieces together like that, and they'll hold it, and they'll take the glue and just kind of run it along the edge. And the glue just kind of seeps right into the seam. But I don't like that. And the reason I don't like that is because the glue is so thin, it's easy to get in on your fingers. And if you happen to be touching the plastic, well, next thing you know, when you take your finger away, you've left an actual fingerprint impression in the plastic. Yeah, there you go. Hi, Caster. Yeah, so I tend to use the more of the medium stuff. And it's just a little bit easier to use. It's at least for me anyway, for what I do, and it dries pretty quick just by itself as it is, so you don't really have much problem with it. So yeah, I like it. All right, so and that kind of did it just like that. See, it dries pretty quick. It's all personal preference. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree. So now this side. Go. Those are put on, and that's pretty much straight like it's supposed to be. So even when this one's set up properly, you can still see. I don't know how to get the angle on there so you can see it. There's still a tiny little bit of a gap right there. I don't know if that's going to be noticeable. It's very tiny. I could just glue that piece right just a little bit. I just might leave it. You'll just leave it. $15 a gallon. Wow. That would last you a long, long time, that's for sure. Okay. Now, this can go on. Where is it going to mount? So I can glue. All right. Goes in there. It's easier to put together when I was test fitting. There we go. That did it. So it's the M1A2 Abrams tank from Tamiya. It's the, I think it's a 135 scale. It's this one, Operation Iraqi Freedom. That guy. Oh yeah? Good guess. Okay, that's it for that. Next. Oh, we're going to start on the turret. So put this aside for now. That is done. Looking good so far. Next, we move on to the turret. Okay. This piece. And this piece. And they want me to drill some holes. See those little guys there? It's hard to see in the camera. Want me to drill through a couple of holes in there, depending on what options I'm going to put for it. So let's see what they want me to do here. 1 millimeter holes if we're doing option A, B, C, and D, or for C, D, and E. Okay, so it's just these two that I'm going to do. And so I got to get my little drill out. Really handy little tool. It's got about a dozen different super tiny little drill bits in there just for doing small stuff like this. And that one I currently have in there is too big. Let's see here. That one's good. Okay. I could have used the X-Acto knife when I was younger. I would have done something like that before I had this tool. You could just take the tip of a very sharp X-Acto knife and just kind of gently do that, and you could make the holes. It's just so much easier with one of these. So there you go, the two brand new little holes right there, just like they wanted. Put all my little bits away. I'll just leave that one out just because it's kind of a common size I need. There we go. Yeah, if you want, go ahead, send me a DM and I'll check that out. Okay, so I need D29. Where are we here? And we need some F's. Where are we got D29. 52, 28, 29. Now I need some F pieces. F3 and 4. B. What is this one? F. F3 and 4. 4, 3. It's funny, for the longest time I was using wire snips to break the parts off the sprues, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to buy this kit for like 20 bucks on Amazon. It's like the little modeler's kit with a bunch of different things, and it came with these much smaller little snips, and yeah, I can finally put these back in my toolbox and use these little guys instead in there. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's fine. These parts, because they're actually inside the tank, I'm never going to see them, so I don't really have to clean them up all that well. Except that I know they're there, so I kind of have to clean them up. Okay, so first we want this on here, like that. That's easy enough. Modder's safe port, or modeler's safe port, okay. Yeah, I'll check that out later. Now, I need get out of it. There we go. That one was easy. And that goes on this guy, that, and on this one, that, and then it goes in there, and in there. Now, I want that facing that direction. And that's going to go not on this one, but on this one. It's right like that. You're close. I'm in Canada. Now, I don't know if that's going to be right, because that seems to be, I don't know if it's supposed to be off center or not. Judging by the next piece that I'm dealing with, I guess it might be correct. Maybe it's supposed to be the opposite way. I have to take this piece off because I know this piece is next. You're from Vancouver, cool. I'm right near Vancouver, Richmond. Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, same here. Okay, I gotta test fit this. Is that? Yeah, so it's gonna be like that. So that is the right way. Okay. So that goes like that, and then eventually this goes onto it, and then that's going to be able to pivot. Okay, so I can glue this on. Let's see. Oh, way down there. Yeah, I'm a lot closer to the airport. Small world. Okay, that is together. Now we put the two halves. Not a lot of interior detail, is there? 45 years ago. So that just goes like that, nothing special. That's all there is. Okay. Time for glue. Right. Just like that. Yeah, definitely a small world. That's pretty crazy. Okay, that part, for now anyway, is done. Next, Canon. Just do this for now. I'm always paranoid about knocking my glue over. More so than paint for some reason, I don't know why. I need nothing. I got F14. I need F15 and 16. That guy. That guy. You wouldn't want to paint it? Depends on what scale it is. What do we want? What do we want? D 46, 47. There's 47 and 46. 47 is really. That is small. 46, 47. We need, I need more F in parts. This was F, right? Yes. F1 and 13. 13. That was F, B. Obviously, we need the actual gun. And we need B27, which I think I've seen before. Yes. Okay. I'm going to clean up these parts. It's not one of the worst things to have to do, is all the little cleanup, except for on the tiny ones where you gotta, just a little bit of a thing you need to take off of it, but you don't want to break it in the process or accidentally cut it in half. Just take some patience and a fairly light touch. You'll be okay. Especially when you got a new blade on your knife. It's really easy to cut yourself, even if you're not trying. Not that you'd be trying to, but you know what I mean. All right. We'll start with the two halves together. Might as well just take my glasses off for this. That's what happens when you press a little too hard. But that's the way it is. Okay. Now on the end goes this guy. And he's going to go a specific way too. Just like that. This reminds me of an iron sight on a rifle. It goes right on the top there. It's a tiny little piece. Just like that. And doesn't that look like the iron sight on a, I don't know if it'll focus on that or not, but it's hard to see. It reminds me looking down the barrel, you get the iron sight. Next, this can goes like that. Okay. A little too much glue on there, but that's okay. It's all done, you won't even notice. And we got these guys that go on the sides, just like that. Yep. There's one side. Almost dropped it. Two sides done. Now the top, which direction do they want that going in? Like that. Okay. And we've made a little box. Next, I'm going to use my new tweezers that came with the kit. Little curved things. You can see how that's on there. Need to move to a darker background. There we go. And last piece is this one. Goes right there. Looks pretty straight. And done. I don't know, maybe I get a better, try and put it up to this camera, get a better view on it. There. It is much better. Yes, getting there. That is done. Next page. More turret parts. So this can be put aside. We need F parts. This was F, wasn't it? Yes. F2 and 12. Here's 12. Let's go. See here. Actually, doesn't look too bad. It came off there pretty clean. Yeah. How do these go together? Oh. Like this. And then this goes in there. This is one of those things where it's like, why didn't they just mold this as one piece? They could have. They totally could have. There's nothing to be gained by adding the detail of this being two pieces. There, done. Now I can technically put this in there. And just goes on there. That's what I'll just put it on there now. Leave that. Next. F8, 7, 8, 9, and 10. But 8 and 10 go together. There's 10 and 8. Just a couple of lids to the boxes. I will say I am liking those new snips much better than my old ones I used to use. It trims a lot closer to the actual part and much less cleanup. I like that. There we go. Both sides done. And then we want B40. It's not this one. B, is this B? It's D. B40. Look at that, hey, we got a spare one. 40. There's 40. need 33 also, but, which is this piece here, but I'm going to paint that while it's right on the sprue here before I take it off here. So I'll put these on first, and then I'll paint that thing. Before I put it on. So I think I said in my last video, sometimes it's easier to paint it while it's on the sprue than to put it on and then paint it. Unless it's like going to be the same color as everything else, then, you know, whatever. But that lines up just like that. Yeah, and that's what happens without glue. One side done. Two sides done. Now this one goes on the back. That was upside down. There we go. Goes like that. There we go. And like I said, the next thing is that ring, and it's going to go right here. But I'm going to paint it first. There we go. We're getting there. And it is, they want it metallic gray. I don't think I have that exact color. 56. Metallic gray. I don't have metallic gray, but I can mix a couple of colors, kind of make it that color. Let's see, what am I going to do here? Maybe I will take I'm going to take a light gray and mix it with a little bit of gunmetal. And that should give me the color they're looking for. Let's just shoot both at the same time. I don't need a lot. A4. color. So I might as well paint it at the same time while I have the color mixed. Is there anything else that's metallic gray? I don't think so. That's gunmetal. That's just plain gray. Gunmetal. Nope. Those 3 parts. That's it. Don't need much. So they're not very big. Let's see how that looks. I'm going to give it metallic. I think I need more. If it doesn't really look metallic enough, I might put some silver in it. I think this is going to be okay. I think that'll be good enough. So, it's this guy here. I believe it's number 33. Yes. This guy here wants to be gray. Do both sides. Just to make sure. There we go. And it's gray now. This guy here. Not that you can see through my stupid shirt, but yeah, that's that. And then there's these 2 cables. They want painted the same. So I will paint them while we're at it. I'm not actually happy with the amount of metallic on that. So I think I am going to add some silver. Just put this down kind of as a base coat, I guess you could say. And I'm going to add some silver into the mix. So it looks more like steel cable rather than painted gray cable. My music has stopped. Don't know why. Should be going on for a lot longer. But whatever. I'm just going to take a look. Why? Why is it stopped? I don't know why it stopped. It's part of the playlist, so I'm going to add some silver to this now. Sure changes it fast. Yeah, that's better. It's a subtle difference, but when you're seeing it live, you can see the difference just adding some silver to it. Gives it more of that metallic sheen that we're looking for. back to this thing. Just a little bit. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. Now I'll be right back. Clean my brush. Okay, now put these down. I don't think I'm going to need them for a while. Well, maybe. By the time I need them, the paint will be dry. So I need to wait for that to dry. So I am going to move on. We've got some rangefinder assembly. I'm going to start by painting. I gotta paint this thing. G1. I gotta paint that blue. This blue is too dark. This is too light. Mix them together, they'll be just right. Right? At least that's a theory. Yeah, that's better. That looks pretty good. I like that blue. Don't need that much though. Just like that. It's done. And I have to clean my brush again and rinse that out. Okay. No, I did not just taste my brush. Even though that's exactly what it looked like. I do that because I like to ensure that the bristles dry in a point. And it's just something I do. Okay, I need D. D, B, F, D. Need D8. Start with that one. 3832. 40 and 41. These two guys. Okay. It's so much cleaner than I'm used to. It's almost no. Don't have to shave anything off practically. It's really impressive. Yeah. Okay. Now the option of making it open or closed. Where does that even go? It goes on top of the turd. Right here. Okay. I can have it open or closed. Well, I didn't paint the glass for nothing, so I'm going to have it open. That seems like a no-brainer to me. Which means instead of, I'm going to use my tweezers. Which means I'm going to glue this little part I have the option of having it open, closed, like that. And if I put it closed, you'll never see the little blue piece of glass inside here. So I'm going to have them open because, well, that makes a lot more sense. I just need to see how this is going to go. Like that, I guess. That would have gone like this, which doesn't make sense to me. So now it's going to go like that. Sure. Good enough. No. One done. That's going to go like that. Son of a bitch. Do it backwards. Put it on the wrong side. Duh. center didn't look quite right. Now that looks better. And I just realized why I put them on the wrong side, is because in the picture this thing is upside down and I was doing it right side up. But now it's the way it's supposed to be. Next, let's just put you down like that. Be nice. Stay. The glass is going to go in this thing. Just like that. Ooh, cool little blue windows. For all intents and purposes, I could have just left it clear. That's glued in there. Now, that goes in here, right up at the front. Okay. And that is done. And that is what it looks like. Let's see here. And that is going to go doink right there. Just like that. Yeah. Let's see. How's the paint doing on this thing? It's doing great because there's no paint on this thing. This is the one I was talking about. Still tacky. So, wait a little longer. Okay. If I want to, it looks like I've got a couple of options if I want hatches closed or not. Let me see. Doesn't even give me a number for that. But I think it's weird. It doesn't even give me a number for this piece in the book. But yet, it's showing me the piece. And it's this piece here. It's unlike Tamiya to make you guess. And then there's a little piece of something that's supposed to go inside of it. That again, I'm supposed to be in blue. Looks like there's just a detail. Oh, the little clear piece of plastic from last time. This guy here. They want me to cut it and then stick it inside there and paint it blue. Okay. So they're kind enough to give me a template to go by, which is very nice. Okay. Now I got my little window. It didn't cut quite properly. Okay. In theory, that should fit. In theory. And kind of does. No, it fits perfect. Since the edges don't look that great. What are you going to ask for, right? I'll just glue it in and be done. Instead of trying to fart around with it. There we go. A little lens in there now. I don't know if I can get it to glare off the light or not, but there's a lens in there. Now this one, you got the option. It goes here. Have it closed, or have it flipped open like this. One or the other. I don't know which one's going to be better to do. I think I might just do it closed, just because there's, I don't know, there's no detail inside. When you have that open, you're going to see that there's no detail inside. So I think I'll just put that closed now and be done. Done. Yeah, I think that's going to be best. Got a little things to put on here. D65. D, B, D, 65. Should be 4 of them. These guys here, tiny little guys. I'm going to do these. Okay, these ones might be tweezer worthy. Because they are small little guys. Down. There we go. Next. Again, it's upside down. One more. Got a railing that's going to go on there. F5 and F11. Is this F? No. F11. It's one of these guys. And F5. This guy. Drop my balls. That's okay. I can throw these balls in the garbage. This one, I'm going to trim just a little bit. Okay, this looks like goes there. Okay. There, there, there. Good. That should be okay. I'm just not 100% satisfied with how well that's stuck on there. We got this piece, which goes here somehow, like that, I guess. Yes. Okay. Now, one of those cables, A4. Here. These guys are painted silver. Paint has dried sufficiently that I can put it on there. And it just simply goes there. To there. Did I grab the wrong one? Is one shorter than the other? No, they're the same length. Yet align contact surfaces of parts. Yeah, thank you. The problem is, if I put this here and here, it's really way too long. If I do that, it's going to hang down like crazy. I don't think it's supposed to be that low. Let me see what the finished product is going to look like before I make a decision on what to do about that. Because it's supposed to do the same thing on the other side, but it's a very long piece of cable compared to where it's supposed to go. So yeah, let's see. No, they show it in the diagram here a couple pages later, and it's not hanging down low at all. I don't know what they did. It's just way too long for the points that they wanted to do. So I'm just going to put it on there where it's going to sit the best. To trim this a little bit. Really easy to wreck this thing if I wanted to. Okay. Okay. It actually looks okay. It looks all right. It'll do. And that concludes that portion. I guess they want me to put the turret on now. Not turret, the thing, this thing. So I guess I could glue it. Maybe I should wait. this thing internal. There we go. Let's see. Go it like that. Let that sit for a minute. Settles, and we'll move on to the next page. Can I put that ring on yet? Is that dried? It's dried enough. Done. Put the paint on just a little bit thick so it's a little bit tacky still. That's my mistake. But I don't have to manipulate this thing too much so it'll be okay. And that guy, he's going to go right here. Like that. So stupid little piece of shit. Get out of there. All right. Done. The ring is on. This should be enough to do that. Good. Okay. I think that is going to conclude tonight's session. I will continue this next time, and hopefully we'll actually get this thing mounted on here and ready to go. So thank you all for watching. I hope you didn't get too bored and fall asleep, and we will see you in part 3. Thank you. Good night.